Hey guys, welcome back. I know we're in a very different location. It just worked out that I needed to film these. It's kind of late and I personally just needed to be in a comfort space right now, and I still needed to stay on track for my plans for this week. So, I'm doing a little bit of late night filming and I'm up in my room. So it's not the most ideal, but we're going to run with it. So we're going to talk about the books that are going to be coming out in the month of June. I am very excited for these. As usual, I do a lot of reading from my screen during these videos, so I apologize if that's not really what you're looking for. Some of them I don't really have a lot to say about. I try not to do a whole lot of sequels unless they are like really big ones for me, or if I think that you guys are going to really want to know when these sequels are coming out. I am going to be taking the summaries off of Goodreads and trying to shorten them up a little bit. Some of these summaries are so incredibly long, so I might be a little bit vague about them, and some of them give away just way too much information. I feel like, if you want to know more, go ahead and go look them up. But for the purposes of this video, I want you guys to know that these books are coming out. I'm also very excited about them. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one I have, and also they're not in order by date. We just got to start. So the first one I have on my list is coming out June 10th. This is called The Primal of Blood and Bone. This is the 6th book in the Blood and Ash series. I almost sound like I said Ash series, like connected the words together. Anyways, the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a series that I read the first 1.5 books of the series. I fell in love with the first book. I could not put that book down, but when I got into the second one, it really threw me for a loop. Everything changed, and then I put it down, but then I can't stop thinking about it, and I knew I wanted to go back to it, and I just haven't gotten back to it yet. But this is definitely a series I want to commit to at some point. I want to kind of binge read it, so I'm kind of waiting until my schedule is a little bit more clear. I honestly have not heard of a lot of people on BookTube who are keeping up with the series. I don't really know the feelings on it, but it's a series that I'm really excited for. The next one is also coming out June 10th. It's called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight City by V.E. Schwab. This is supposed to be an adult horror novel with vampires, and this is one of those ones that has the longest summary, so I'm going to try to shorten it up a little bit. It takes place in 3 different timelines. In 1532, Santo Domingo, Calzada. Honestly, I have no idea what that is. In 1532, there's a girl named Maria who wishes to escape. An alluring stranger offers her an alternate path. Maria makes a desperate choice and vows to have no regrets. This story is about love. Then in 1827 London, a young woman lives this wonderful life on her family's estate until a moment of forbidden intimacy sees her shipped off to London. She's swept away by an invitation from a beautiful widow, but the price of freedom is higher than she could have imagined. This story is about rage. And then it follows 2019 Boston. College was supposed to be her chance to be someone new, so that's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after a one-night stand, Alice throws herself into the hunt for answers and revenge. This is a story about life and how it ends and how it starts. That sounds so incredibly good. Okay, the next one is coming out June 23rd. It is called We Could Be Magic by Marissa Meyer. This is a graphic novel, a swoon-worthy young adult graphic novel about a girl's summer job at a theme park. And does that not just remind you of Pumpkinheads? I can't tell you how excited I am for this. Only I won't read the entire summary because it is a graphic novel. It's going to be really short. But I do want to point out that the theme park vibes kind of feel more Disney vibes versus like Six Flags vibes for the theme park. And then the blurb kind of says, this is a perfect read for anyone looking to get swept away by a sparkly summer romance. So when I first read the beginning of this, I was hoping like roller coasters, theme park kind of vibes like that. Less Disney princess, but I'm still really excited for this one. The next one coming out June 17th is called Fox. This is by Joyce Carol Oates. And this probably wouldn't have made it to the list except for it actually sounds really good. Literary and psychological suspense about the dark secrets that surface after a shocking disappearance of a charismatic, mercurial teacher at an elite boarding school. I think that it really had me at elite boarding school with the whole dark academics vibes and stuff. So, the next one comes out June 10th, and this is called A Girl Walks into a Forest by Madeline Roux. This is another one that I was a little bit iffy about because I've read Madeline Roux before. It was a young adult novel. I can't remember the title of the book, but I don't think I ended up finishing it. It just felt very aesthetic, but not well written. Do you know what I mean? The book was gorgeous. It had all these cool pictures. It felt really cool and spooky. But then actually reading the book was, like, it felt really juvenile. There's more attention put on the aesthetics than there was actual plot, character, story building, you know? So I was a little bit nervous about this one, but this says Midsummer meets Shadows Between Us, an alluring mashup of horror and fairy tale where a girl must embark on the harrowing journey through a deadly forest filled with otherworldly creatures, supernatural forces, and one maniacal villain who will stop at nothing to bring her down. So yeah, we're gonna give it a try. It's a ruthlessly female-forward narrative that borrows from the best of horror fairy tales folklore. Chewed up and spit out heroine must lean on the brutality of nature and her biggest fears in order to win back what she's been robbed her life. So yeah. The next one comes out June 3rd. This is called Ladies' Night by Amie Kauffman and Megan Spooner. This is a queer historical fiction with dragons. An undeniably fierce, unforgettably funny, unapologetically queer feminist romp through the England of medieval legend. An epic quest for valor, freedom, and above all, love. A Knight's Tale meets the Lady Jane series with a dash of the great. This one sounds cool. Regardless, I would give this one a try because I like these authors. I've liked what they've written before. I think this sounds like it could be a lot of fun, but I really am on the fence of these summaries that really push that, oh, it's like this book, it's like this book. Like, is it its own thing? Is it original? Or are we just having like a mashup of things that have already been done? Now, granted, there's nothing that's 100% wholly original, but sometimes these comparisons can also be incredibly misleading. And most of them really refrain from adding any more than 2 comparisons as like a mashup comparison. This like threw in 4. So I don't know what to think of all that. One of the blurbs from C.S. Paquette says, a sapphic delight full of jousts, jaunts, and courtly love. Ladies' Night sparkles with the wit and charm. All right, coming out June 3rd. The Beautiful Maddening by Shea Ernshaw. This one I'm personally very excited for because I am really following Shea Ernshaw and the books that she's been writing. I want to read everything that she's written. I actually did a video recently of auto by authors, so this one is a new one to add to the list. And this is a fantasy romance. Haunting romantic contemporary fantasy about a teen navigating her family's love curse that blooms with their enchanted tulips every year. So 17-year-old Lark really wants to get away from her family and escape her small town. It's a history that began during the Dutch tulip mania of 1636, when Lark's ancestors stole the last remaining tulip bulbs and fled to America. But when the tulips bloomed on American soil, madness sprouted from their snowy white petals. The madness was love. Generations later, the family remained cursed, and unnatural flowers outside their home causing locals to fall helplessly in love with anyone carrying the family blood in their veins. While her brother embraces the strange power, Lark wants nothing more than to be free from it. And as you can imagine, it probably turns into some other kind of love story on the flip side. So, alright, coming out June 5th, Kill Creatures by Rory Powers. Now, Rory Powers also wrote Wilder Girls, and then I actually have another book of hers. It's called Burn Our Bodies on my bookshelf, and I have not read that one yet, but I do really want to. Last summer, Nan's 3 best friends disappeared into Salt Cedar Canyon. She spent the year since grieving her loss and avoiding questions about what happened that night. Now on the anniversary, she's ready to say goodbye, and so are the girls' families who have reconvened to hold a memorial. Their vigil is interrupted by the shocking return of one of the missing girls alive. Everybody's overjoyed. Everybody, that is, except for Nan, who is pretty sure that they were dead. I'm going to leave off the rest of this. It claims to be atmospheric, fast-paced, and vividly realized. Kill Creatures is a book about secrets, jealousy, violence, and revenge. All right, coming out June 2nd, The Ex-Wives Club by Sally Hepworth. And if you follow my channel, you know that I don't really read a lot of thrillers and mysteries, but I have read a lot of Sally Hepworth books at this point. I think I've read, oh no, I'm combining Sally Hepworth and Rachel Hawkins. Those two authors are psychological thriller writers that I think I'll probably read everything that they've written because I've really liked everything I've read so far. Anyways, I've read 3 Sally Hepworth books so far, and I've really enjoyed her books. And seeing as how I don't really read a whole lot of mystery thriller, like, that's kind of saying a lot. Apparently this is a short story. I don't know how many pages are in it. When a restaurateur and serial philanderer turns up stone cold dead, his trio of exes falls under suspicion in a sharp-witted and suspenseful short story. Alright guys, that's everything that I have coming out in June. I'm sure there's other things coming out in June that are also equally as exciting. If there's anything I left off the list that you think I need to know about, please leave below. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.